Welcome, everybody. This is Starfield Signal. I am your host, Luke Woodward, and today we are starting a live stream just to chat and to catch up. I was pretty busy this last week putting out some different content, and a bunch of stuff has happened since then. It was crazy. I finished up uploading my last video on Friday and had to deal with some life stuff, adulting stuff, and I woke up on Saturday morning and felt like, man, everything happened from the time I kind of unplugged to the time I plugged back in. So I'm excited to talk with you guys about that now. And so I'm waiting to see the live chat pop up. You guys let me know how it's sounding and how it's looking. And so I'm kind of have a minimal setup here today. And so I didn't want to try to do too much, didn't want to try to pull up monitors and screenshots and all that stuff, just kind of me on the camera here today. So let's see. The chat is not popping up for me. Going to bring it up real quick. Sorry guys, if you're go. Let's see. Let's just see what's happening. Are we live? Hey, we're live. Awesome. Okay. I'm still not seeing the chat pop up. So sorry. Maybe it's needing a second. Sorry, live chat is currently unavailable. Why? I'll type in there why. Okay. Views 34 live viewers. I see you on there. No comments. Could someone comment if you don't mind? Let's see here. I'm just going to pull it up. There we go. Okay, it like snapped in now. Okay. Yeah, thank you guys so much. So sorry, man. You all are with me. I really appreciate it. May we find wonder. Hello, hello. Okay, you show hide moderation activities. Okay, I got it. Looks good. Does it sound good? Can't wait for this game. Praise the sun, sweet. What's good, Signal? Praise the sun. It's been a good day so far. Sorry for getting on a little bit later than I had planned or anticipated. Had Luke live, yes. Hey, Zonda. Had to take care of getting my daughters to their childcare. My wife is out of town working today, and so I had a couple of hours of free time this afternoon, and I wanted to spend it with you all. So thanks for chiming in. Hopefully this will go better than last time. If you weren't here last time, we had some fun with the audio. Y'all didn't know it, but I meant to do that. Absolutely, I meant to do that. It was a meme. Absolutely. Just kind of going through the comments here. CJ Shepard, hey, good to see you. Good to see you too, CJ. Thanks for chiming in, coming on to the stream. Puppet Hound, good to see you. First name, last name, ready for the second live stream. Me too. Thanks for being here. Michael Lee, thanks for being here, man. Existence, I like it. Sounds good, looks good. Thank you. Samuel Edwards, looks good, sounds good. Jeff, looks good, sounds good, picture good, CJ. Jaborgan, I'm so sorry. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so sorry I even tried to pronounce that name. Jaborgan, so good to see you on here. All right. Maybe find wonder, DC Lumix, thank you for being here. Zhao, Victor, hello. Ginger Ale, hey. John Gorgian, hi. How are you guys? Zhao, we're doing good. So I'm going to try to look less into the camera like I did last time, because y'all were telling me in the comments that, hey, your audio's going crazy and something's wrong. So I want to try to pay as close of attention as I can to the live chat today. So if something's going on, tell me there, and I'll see it, hopefully. Let's see. Morbius, good to see you, Puppet Hound. Why did you... Oh, it keeps jumping around. Why did you choose to create Starfield channel? I actually would love to talk about that a little bit. D, thank you for asking. Hello there, Ethan. Remind me if I don't get back to that, if you don't know me already. A lot of my stuff is scripted. I tried some off-scripted stuff earlier this week. A lot of you all responded to that, but my mind goes everywhere so quickly to the wrong place, and it never gets back to the right place if somebody doesn't remind me. My wife has a heck of a job. Jumping Lobster, hello. Puppet Hound, Darren King, what's up? As we journey through the stars, yes. Jeff Borst, we got a bunch of nuclear symbols, I think. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Are we radioactive now? Happy Cloud Gamer, good to see you. Dimitri, Brevin, when is Starfield coming out? Dimitri, we don't know quite yet. There are tons of rumors going around that we'll get into here later, and I don't have a hot take on it at all. I actually kind of wanted some interaction with you all to see kind of where this is landing for us. And it's interesting kind of going back over because I saw one thing and kind of took it a certain way, and I feel like a lot of other people saw the same podcasts or the same tweets, and they took it a whole different way. And so I feel like a lot of it is context, and so I'm interested to see kind of where everyone's landing with that. Audio solid, good to know. Ariana Williams, Ariana, so good to see you here. I love anytime. I say, so echo, oh hi. I hope it's not echoing. Okay, I'm gonna get back to live here so I can see. I'm glad I caught the stream, can't wait. And so I wanted to take just a quick moment here and say thank you so much to all of our females who watch and listen and contribute to the comments and are engaged in the community. You all are awesome. This is a very male-heavy, YouTube is very male-heavy, but also, of course, specifically gaming, and then we've more specifically Starfield and my channel. And so I am so happy that any of our females would choose to join us, and we're so glad you're here. Also, I have a lot of you, probably more than are female, a lot of you that say you're 55 and older. I think I had made a comment about, something nostalgic, if you were born between these dates, and a lot of you were like, hey, listen, Sonny, I've got some years on you. And so I'm thrilled that you all are here as well. So any of our 55 and up group, we're so happy you're here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. I'm seeing a lot of good questions come in. I'm trying to keep up. No echo. That's good. Starfield will probably be the best Xbox game ever. Yes, Jao. I'm so excited for that. Yeah, absolutely. Zonda asks, what other games do I play? I love RPG games, and so anything that is story, action, adventure, can kind of tweak your player, make some story-driven decisions. I absolutely love that. I've been gaming for a while. I probably fell in love with that aspect of gaming before I even realized it. And the first game that comes to my mind is Knights of the Old Republic 1. I mean, that was the first game that I had ever felt like, hey, I affected this. This is my story. Because the second time I went through, I played as a very evil character, and man, there are some evil things that you can do in that game. And I just remember thinking, this is awesome. I'm just gonna go back through real quick. All right, hey, and then so I love RPG games, action adventure. I love playing Dark Souls games or Souls-like games. I'm typically not a very what I would call a pro gamer at all. I'm not really good at stuff. I have to try a lot at those games. Bloodborne, love Bloodborne. I forget the name of the boss, but it's like the three hooded ghost people, and then they turn into, spoiler alert, they turn into snakes. Man, I have such a hard time with that, and I will wait for at least an hour to see if anyone's on and they want to help me before I'll even try to do that myself. I've beat them once by myself, so I'm not a great gamer. So I love, whenever the difficulty settings come up, I'm always like, give me story. That's my typical MO. I'm gonna check back in chat real quick. I'll be 58 in a month. Awesome, CJ. Happy early birthday to you, buddy. Atari, yes. And then Skyrim just gives that vibe, the Dark Brotherhood, and with everything in the game. Yes. What's up, Dominic? So great to see you. I'm in love with Fallout 4. Get easy scared. Yeah. And someone asked earlier why I decided to make a Starfield specific channel, and so I'll try to watch the chat for any like supers that come through, or please yell at me in the chat if I miss something. You all know I'm kind of new at this area of all this, and so I'm trying my best. I parenthetically, I'm going to forget again what I was talking about. I did download Streamlabs, and I hear that that's a really great software that kind of makes everything a little bit easier. I don't have any other monitors with me today. I just have my laptop right here in front of me. But I'm going to look into that. I had originally planned to do a stream tomorrow, and I was talking to my wife last night before we went to bed, and she said, "Yeah, I'm working late on Monday, and so you can't work late on Monday." So that's why I decided, I have a couple hours this afternoon. We're just gonna throw this together and see what sticks. But I'm so happy that you all are tuning in. Why I created the Starfield specific channel, and then I want to see where you guys are landing on the rumors. I'm just gonna keep an eye on my chat. So this all really started, I may have alluded to this in the last video, but this all started when my brother and I attended the Video Game Awards this past December in Los Angeles. And man, we had a great time. And just through that whole experience, I was kind of wide-eyed and just taking it all in. I thought, man, I just love games. I just love video games. I love gaming culture. I love, of course, the content that we get to consume and play, and the escapism of it, the storytelling of it, the creativity behind. Well, I was going to say, one of the things I love about the new God of War game, God of War Ragnarok, is they took some creative liberties with the whole uncut camera thing, and I thought it was so fascinating and so cool how they problem solved for some of the narrative problems that contributed towards that uncut camera thing in the new Ragnarok. I don't want to say any more than that for spoilers. I know a lot of people still haven't got to that game. It's so great. If you have a PlayStation, highly recommend God of War Ragnarok. Put it on. Just give me story. Don't worry about getting good at combat. And just man, it's just a great story. So anyway, we were at the Video Game Awards, and I just thought I love video games. I love the storytelling through it, and thought I wanted to do something in gaming, either whether it was streaming gaming or creating a YouTube channel about gaming. And then I started thinking more about Starfield, and I wasn't super excited about it whenever it first showed last year. The gameplay reveal that I've spent way too many countless hours editing up for you guys in different ways. But as I started looking more at it, I think really the thing that caught my attention, one was the artwork. I just made a video about that this last week. Loved that. And then also that video about the economy. That kind of piqued my interest as well, and it just kind of became this earworm that I couldn't really get rid of. And then the more I started thinking about it and looking at it, I was like, I think I want to do something with Starfield, because I absolutely love Skyrim. Bounced off of Fallout pretty hard. I'm just not a big post-apocalyptic guy. I think the systems in Fallout are great. Storytelling's pretty good. It's not a world that interests me or does anything for me. So yeah, 100% Avowed. Ooh, Outer Worlds. Yeah, you guys are distracting me in chat. That's so good. And so that's really where this all started. And the reason why I didn't just create hey, Luke's gaming channel and then start out with Starfield is I love focus and clarity. And I thought, starting out, the gaming world and YouTube is so, or medication, get rid of those worms, yeah. The gaming space in YouTube, of course, is already so saturated. I mean, everything's saturated in YouTube. And so I just thought that, if I wanted to stand out and if I wanted people to at least be curious about what I had to say, I thought I either need to be super interesting and very creative with how I did that, and kind of have a big personality. And as you're looking at me now, I do not have a big personality. I am not, that guy who's always getting the laughs at the party. I'm not the big entertaining guy, but I am the thoughtful guy in the corner that could probably have a great conversation with you. And so I thought, I don't need to go like the personality route. And so I thought I want to make thoughtful content, and maybe give some insight that other people haven't covered or haven't thought of yet. And then I thought, well, I need to be very specific. So when people see my content, they know exactly what they're getting. And so when people see Starfield Signal pop up, they know, okay, that's Starfield information. Am I interested in that or not? It's not Luke's gaming channel. Is he going to stream? Is he going to play? Is he retro games? Is he new games? Is he multiplayer, competitive? Is he RPG? Starfield is very, very specific. People who know they're interested in it are either going to click or they're not, but they know exactly what they're getting. And so that's the idea of it. I don't know. Lots of people tell me they've never seen another YouTube channel that was specific for a game, and this may crash and burn. But we're about to pass. Tomorrow will be month one. We will be release my first video on the 27th of January. Tomorrow is the 27th of February, and we just hit 8,000 subscribers this morning. So. Man, I'm humbled by that, but also something about that tells me like, hey, it's working. It's working. People who are interested in this, you guys are finding the content and finding the channel and putting up with my inability to live stream well and give me some grace there. So I really appreciate that. So that's the answer to your questions. Yell at me in the chat if I've missed anything. Did I miss any supers that you guys? Congrats, thank you, Happy Cloud. Just gonna look through the chat here. Totally agree with Fallout. DC Lumix, you kind of bounce off that too. You're not a big post-apocalyptic guy. NASA Punk is a fantastic style choice for Starfield. What were we saying about Avowed? I missed that, but I wanted to come back to it. Did somebody mention something about Avowed? That looks like a pretty cool game from Obsidian, right? Obsidian's developing that one. Game is cool, but the culture can be better. Yeah, for sure, Lewis. All right. Michael Lee, I've been playing Stationeers on Steam, Metroid Prime on Switch. Oh, love Metroid Prime. Fallout 4 and Astroneer on my Series X, and Horizon Dawn on PS5. So good. Starfield will have me hooked for Series X forever. Yeah, for the next 20 years, we're all going to be playing Starfield. Let's see. I think a lot of the like-dislike value of Fallout series is in the fact that it's not only comedic, but darkly so, a little silly too. Yeah, there was a video that came out, there's a video that came out not too long ago on YouTube that it had Jonathan Nolan in it, and he was talking about the Fallout series, and I think he alluded to kind of that dark, cheeky humor that it has, and I like that too. That's good in small doses when it can be clever. I think if it can easily be overdone, that's the kind of thing that's like, oh, all right, that's enough. Let's move on. Hey, what's up, Germany? Dergert from Germany. I really like your content, man. Thank you so much. I like that you're here, and I'm so sorry if I butchered your name, but it's not lost on me. I know you. It's awesome that you're here. Thank you so much. Praise the sun. The game is going to look better than people think. I think so. The universe is. I saw. I'm also new on Reddit. A few of you may have seen some of my posts on Reddit. Again, I'm just like a child bouncing around in this world, not have a clue what I'm doing. But a few of you may have seen on Reddit. I try to be active on there, not to necessarily push out my content. I found out real quick that people hate that on Reddit. That's frowned upon, and so I'm learning. But I've noticed other people talking about me. Some of you may have even said, hey, check out Starfield Signal. So thank you for that. Thank you for being on there and not promoting the content, but just telling people, hey, if you're interested, this is where you can find some good stuff. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Did play True Halo ODST. Happy Cloud Gamer. What's the Halo reference to? I missed it. Sorry. Love the choices in Fallout 3. You got to go. Catch up later. Congrats on the 8,000 sub. Thank you so much for being here, CJ. Have a great afternoon, my friend. Moral choices. Yeah, same thing for me. Pre-auth. Can I just call you pre-auth? Pre-authorization. It's an interesting name. I like the moral choices too. I know a lot of people, like, when Knights of the Old Republic did it, that kind of set like a standard. And then, of course, Mass Effect took that and kind of ran with the Paragon Renegade system. And a lot of people critiqued it on, like, this is becoming too samey and it's becoming too binary, it's too simple. I think it still makes for good writing. And sure, it may feel a little familiar, but I think it's good. But anyway, I feel like they've developed that system a little bit. I'm giddy for Starfield. Me too. Unseen Bo. Starfield is what I'm focused on, plus cloud gaming. Yeah, I think, man, Xbox is doing some cool stuff with cloud gaming. Praise the Sun. I feel like I've seen you somewhere else before. That's you talking to him. Sorry. Benjamin going to go the Crimson Fleet route first, be a pirate. Praise the Sun. Yeah, I remember you. Nice. Skullsy's channel. Yeah, I think we have a lot of Skullsy viewers on here, which I've watched one of his streams. He seems like a super cool guy, very intelligent. And so any of you all that like his content and pay me any attention, I'm very humbled and grateful for. Paul Ammon, praise. I think I may underestimate a lot of games, but I really miss some of the golden oldies like X1, 2, 3 series and Independence War. Cool. I don't know what any of those games are. Hello there. Paris just joined the chat. Congrats on the 8,000 subs. Thank you. Congratulations to you for being a part of that. If you're subbed, I appreciate that. Ariana need more writing like KOTOR 1 and 2. I said KOTOR weird. Evidently, people are like, it's not KOTOR, it's KOTOR. And I feel like it's a meme or something. Maybe I said KOTAR at one point. Sometimes I slur my words when I'm tired, and so I'm sorry. Fable did good. Evil person persona. Yeah, man, Fable. Okay, so in the chat, who's excited about the new Fable that might come out before our sun burdens up? It's been, when was that announced? Was it 2018 or 2020 that was announced? It was a while ago. Spudman, hey, welcome. Wood all caught up. It's so good to see you, Spudman. You've been a huge supporter to the channel. Everyone, I want to publicly thank Spudman. He even emailed me, kind of gave me some tips on streaming and kind of figuring some things out in Discord. And so thank you so much, Spudman. I appreciate you, not just your financial support, that's awesome, but just your friendship to the channel. So thank you so much. Let's see. I'm catching up. Veteran support of your vets. Yeah. Cloud gaming kicks me out at the worst possible moments. Oh, really? Hi from the UK. Daryl, so great to see you here. Thank you for tuning in. Fable, LOL. Nope. No, not a Fable fan in. Oh, man. What was it about it that you kind of bounced off of, if you don't mind me asking? It could be the humor. I feel like the humor really rubbed people the wrong way. Let me know. I just did the Halo DST this weekend. Luis, probably years away. Yeah, Fable's probably years away. Excited for Zelda? I am. Oh, man. If as long as I have enough time between when Zelda comes out and when Starfield releases, I will definitely try to get into that. Looking forward to Fable, Shadow Man, awesome. That was so awkward, maybe, that I thanked you. Okay, I won't talk about it anymore. Spudman. Unseen Bo, what a new Fable. I didn't know that. Weird to think. Yeah. Fable's being remade. They had a teaser trailer for it a few years ago. Does anyone know? Was it 2020 or 2019? It's been a minute. Yeah, Happy Cloud, you're hyped for Fable 2. Weird to think 2020 was a while ago. I know, right? Solar. Jeff, hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat, Jeff Borst. Really appreciate that. Keep it up. I will. I'm trying. So waiting for Fable 2. Love that humor. Okay, cool. Yeah. That could be one of the games that once we have a little more information out, I may pivot the channel towards covering because I am very excited for that one. I feel like that one's more of a wild card though, because is it Playground Games that's developing that one? And of course, they do a great job with their racing games. It's just so different. I mean, the engine, you're working in the engine, and I mean, if you've ever done anything for a while, you get in your rhythm, you get in your routines, you know kind of how to work the system to how you need it to do. And so I imagine with a gaming engine, it's similar, and to kind of start building something completely different than a racing game, whether it's action, whether it's RPG, think about like, your inventory and, your moral choices, things like that we talked about. So I feel like that's a wild card. It could end up very bad, very buggy, but it's also good to know that they're taking their time with it, So I'm not going to rush that one. Hopefully Starfield will keep us satiated. Fable is already playable from beginning to end, according to the director, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, Jal, thank you for mentioning that. That's reassuring. At this point, I had no idea if they had completely restarted. It hasn't been in the news that much that I've seen. 111 watching, hit only 12 likes. Cool, thank you. Hey, another super popped up. Nightwolf 3186. Thank you so much. That's very generous. Thank you so much. Found your channel due to my love of Starfield videos, and you do a great job. Thumbs up. I am a big Mass Effect fan, and I feel Starfield has the chance to fill that void in my life I've been missing. Same here. We're definitely cut from the same cloth. I love Mass Effect, the storytelling, the RPG elements, everything. Like Fable's unique style. Absolutely. Fable teaser in July of 2020. Thank you, Spudman. Yes, that was a while ago, almost 3 years ago. I've seen a lot of people, I guess on Reddit, say man, whenever I was first excited about Starfield, I was in college, and now Starfield's coming out and I have a wife and 2 children and a job. Just how different our lives can change so quickly. It's wild. Ahmed, the guys who made Hogwarts Legacy worked on a very different type of game for sure. Just Luke's smooth voice. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate the smooth and a little southern. I think somebody mentioned it was southern sweet tea or something, which, hey, I'll take it. I try not to twang it up too much. Okay, does anybody else do this? Maybe you don't live where you grew up now, and so your accent or your dialect or whatever has changed a little bit, but then when you go home, man, it really comes out. That's me. I got rid of my accent almost completely in college, and really tried to lean into getting better at that, so people wouldn't always be well, where are you from? But then I went back home to live for a few years, and it just ruined me. Just absolutely ruined me. Question, when do you think, Happy Cloud question, when do you think we are getting more info about Mass Effect 4? And are they doing something like Starfield? Oh, man. I don't know. I haven't thought about Mass Effect in a while, mainly because here's the only hot take I had at one point on Mass Effect, but I've just kind of become disconnected, I guess is the best word now. After Anthem, I said, I don't want another Mass Effect game until BioWare gets their stuff together. It's just they're not the same studio they used to be. And I don't say that in a derogatory way. I say that almost, with mournfulness. I absolutely love growing up with BioWare games. I felt like they knocked everything out of the park that they touched for years, for decades. And then, EA bought them, and we could have a whole other live stream and conversation about that. But I feel like they lost a little bit of their soul. And again, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. Just, whatever that X factor was for them, it's not there anymore. And so I'm hoping that, with the time they've taken on the new Dragon Age game, that they have found a little bit of that again, and we'll see. But I haven't let myself think much about Mass Effect 4 in a long time, just because I love that series. And I feel like a lot of people with Starfield, they're I just don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to get into the hype or the speculation. And so I get that. I empathize with that. Good question, though. Thank you, Happy Cloud. Mass Effect series was my all-time favorite. Same here, Michael Lee. Yeah, Andromeda. I could not tell you the main plot of Andromeda. Could not. I played through it, absolutely. I think twice. I could not tell you what the main plot was. Absolutely. Praise the Sun. Xbox is trying to make sure everything is quality. Nothing wrong with that, for sure. I'm with you there, Zhao. They had a lot of problems in the beginning, and I think the game is almost got canceled, but they're doing good now. Are you referring to Mass Effect 4 there, as far as the development of that, Zhao, or Dragon Age, or are you talking about Fable? I'm not sure. May have missed a few things. I'm going to try to catch up here. Todd said it will have a stepping out moment. Actually, I think he said 2, like Fallouts. What were, I guess I didn't equate that with Fallouts. What were Fallouts to stepping out moments? Lots of people have speculated, of course that's all we have at this point, have speculated that Starfields will be one whenever you step out onto the surface of a planet. You know, like maybe you're mining, you step out onto the surface of a planet, kind of see a vast landscape. And then the second one will be that first time you launch into space and you see what's out here. That's really cool. Happy College Gamer, confident next Mass Effect is coming if EA is still behind it. BioWare is just not the same anymore. I'm with you, Nightwolf, absolutely. I would love, maybe here's a hot take, I would love it if Xbox bought BioWare. Like especially if like Activision doesn't go, the Activision deal doesn't go through, so they have a lot of money in their pockets that they're not going to spend anymore. And so why not just go buy up a couple of studios? And if Xbox has this kind of hands-off policy and like, hey, we want to empower you to do the thing that you're good at, then man, bring Casey Hudson back. I know he's got his own studio now, working on his own game, but like, man, if they could buy Casey's studio. That's kind of disrespectful to say. I have a lot of respect for Casey Hudson. Brilliant guy. I'm excited for what he's doing next, but man, that would be so cool, wouldn't it? Hey, had another super come in. Carlos Silva, $2. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the 8K. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. It's all you guys. Yeah, he said, Nightwolf, Xbox had the chance to buy WB. I briefly saw maybe a headline about that this week, but didn't have time. Wherever I was, I didn't have time to click on that. What's up with that, Nightwolf? What are they doing? Solar, do you have any thoughts about the Starfield OST original soundtrack? I've been listening to Starfield Suite quite a bit recently, which is some of the only stuff out right now, and it's got me excited to hear more. I'm with you. I listened to the I guess some of the Starfield music that was included in the Skyrim anniversary event that they did. So good, so good. It definitely has some Hans Zimmer kind of feel to it. And no disrespect to the composer. I forget what his name is. Would somebody actually type that in there? Because I want to give them credit. If you know who the composer of Starfield's music is, let me know in the chat. But yeah, it's very good. But do I have any thoughts on it? I don't know. I guess I haven't heard enough about it. It's good. It's great. Definitely has some kind of Interstellar Hans Zimmer vibes, but definitely its own thing as well. Enon? Is it Enon Zur? That sounds really weird. Did I just make up that name, or is that the composer for Starfield? Honey FL. Anthem was a missed opportunity by EA and BioWare. It absolutely was. Ooh, what would you think about this? I'm just dreaming now. What if Xbox bought BioWare and Anthem, like they bought the IP, and then they just did it right? That would be crazy cool, wouldn't it? Let's just start a rumor right now. Let's see. Anthem was an opportunity. Xbox also had the chance to snap up BioWare back when KOTOR was around. Oh, interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, because that was a big partnership. They definitely had a different executive team there and a different strategy. I think Phil Spencer would have bought him up though. All right. Praise the Sun. Everyone needs to chill and comparing 76 with Starfield. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same. I feel like that was the launch of 76 was definitely sad. We've rehashed that several times, but it's apples and oranges. I feel like I don't know anything about game development, but from what I've read, what I've seen, what I've studied, researched, it definitely seems like a completely different animal. When it comes to Fallout games, big month bug fixes happen first. Yeah. Turbo Smee, would you guys get the Happy Home trait? Because I think it's pretty useless trait. Happy Home. I didn't see that. I didn't see Inanzur. Yeah, thank you very much in the chat. Yeah, for that. Composer Inanzur also did Fallout 4. I think Starfield's second stepping out moment may be making first contact with an alien race. Man, that would be great. That would be cool. They have they publicly said that there wouldn't be intelligent alien life? Or is that just something like we haven't seen and we're kind of assuming that that is not there? I'm not exactly sure there. It's good. Okay. Solar. Awesome. Happy Cloud. I think the reason Microsoft want ABK is the Call of Duty, but King, yeah, but only King is not worth $69 billion. I don't know anything about putting a price tag on something, but mobile gaming is just, a lot of us are probably core gamers, I would just assume. Mobile gaming is so big. It makes so much money, so much money. And so I completely get the need to buy a studio or a brand like that can pump those things out and, hopefully have some of that strategy involved in, hey, we're going to make a lot of money with this stuff that, the core gamers don't like, but with that money, we get to put into the development to make cool things like Starfield and Fable for the core gamers. And so, hey, if they supplement our games and they make them good with all their little microtransactions they do, and people like to pay for that, I mean, they're not robbing people, hopefully, as long as they're being honest about what they're getting. Jeff, praise the sun, indeed. Chilling, Todd. I'm trying to catch up on chat here. Crazy thing. Oh, the Activision Blizzard King. I see what that is now, ABK. Sorry. Took me a second, having a blonde moment. Lewis, 2 step-out moments are stepping out on the planets and going into space. That's kind of what I'm guessing too. Philip, I don't think they said about the alien races, but you wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, same here. Cass, Capo, I think the ending of the game will be first contact. Oh, man. That would be a huge... what's that called? Cliffhanger. That would be a huge cliffhanger, right, for the main story content. And then they had their first DLC was more into that world and more into that race. That would be so cool. I think the ending. Okay, I think the end game of Starfield is first contact. Jeff, yeah, I think the aliens will be presented with story-driven DLC. Who the heck plays on mobile? Not me, Ian. I have Apple Arcade, and so I play Bloons. I play Bloons 6. Anybody else with me on Tower? I love tower defense games. It's actually something I play to go to sleep at night. Just the repetitiveness of it really makes me sleepy. So I play that to go to sleep at night. I'm excited for a Guitar Hero game. That last was crap. Oh, cool. Musician. Praise the sun. Are you a musician? Do you play any other instruments? I am a guitar player myself. Casual. I've lost all my calluses though, so people who play guitar will know what that means. Haven't played in forever. Ariana, we haven't seen, but you have. I'm guessing about the alien, but we have. We do have the choice of alien DNA, and I will indeed be choosing my first. Oh, cool. Yeah, it was that trait was something like you heal faster, or you heal faster from med packs and things like that. I'm unsure of exactly what the other things were, but I guess I assumed maybe that referred to alien creatures. Some of the fauna that we saw in the trailer. Omicron says the step out moment will be into a gay bar in neon. You know what? I wouldn't put it past Bethesda. There's been a few videos out that talk about Bethesda's weirdness for cannibalism, and that people think there's going to be something involved with that the chunks. I think has to do with cannibalism. So hey, Throw a gay bar in the mix. Why not? That's funny. All right. New Spyro game. I never got into Spyro. I've heard a lot of good things, though. Would love to see, Benjamin, would love to see a kind of a journal let's play from your character, this weekly highlights edited. You're saying from me. Would love to see a kind of journal let's play from your character with weekly highlights edited or something like that when the game is out. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit. Okay, I'm going to just catch up on chat real quick. Balloons TD6 is awesome. Got some other Balloons players with me. 350 hours on that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Fellow guitar player here. Catherine? Or Carthane, excuse me. Awesome. Good to have you here. I think that's a hint, I think. See, Space Monkey. I've been known to twat a guitar or two. Awesome. Love watching game streams at 2x speed to catch up. El Capitan said it's just aggressively mid with live service merchandise in a single player game. What are you referring to there, El Capitan? It's just aggressively mid. Talking about Balloons, maybe? I'm not sure. I couldn't code a game, but I could plan for game feature, story, etc. So many missed opportunities. Yeah. Nightwolf, have you already touched on the showcase rumors? No, I haven't. I've been babbling away and just I think I'm overly depending on chat just to kind of talk through everything. But yeah, let's talk about that. So game rumors. And you guys tell me wrong. There is and I don't want to mess with my screen too much because I don't want to put up a loop again. But there's a couple of tweets out there. One from an Andy, who is the owner or managing editor of Video Game Central. Does that sound right? And he said, I have heard that an announcement about the showcase, Starfield Showcase, is imminent. And then he followed up with soon. And so he didn't say anything specifically about this week because that was last week and he said that. But then we also had a podcast with Jez Corden, who is a known, reliable, I wouldn't say leaker, but a reliable insider who hears things from time to time and has his ear to the ground. He's the managing editor of Windows Central, and they kind of cover everything, Windows, Microsoft, and Xbox and gaming. And he said that he has heard, and then his co-host, and I forget his co-host name, that they both have heard that something is coming soon. And then I think, the reason I didn't think they said next week is because they said, I've heard that it's soon, and so I think that it could be next week. They didn't hear that it was next week. But again, that's where I feel like people keep missing things and reinterpreting things differently. So tell me what you guys think. Do you think that they meant it is going to be like this week, that we're going to hear something? Or is it just a kind of generalized soon? What do you guys think? Andy from a reputable gaming website, yes, Louis said. Hopefully Monday or Tuesday. Darren says, Jez is awesome, Nightwolf. Thank you, Louis. Jez is also a reliable Xbox insider, yeah. He actually leaked the entire January Developer Direct. Okay, that was him who said that was coming. Starfield Death Star mod coming when. Co-host is Rand Althor 19. Thank you very much. They have a great podcast. Philip Gard said confusing. Yeah. So who thinks it's going to be? Juice had posted a clip saying next week they would give a date on the showcase supporting the June release date based on the same leaks. Okay, yeah. So I think Juicehead was getting all his information from these essentially two sources as well, Jez and then Andy and Randall Thor. I think the first 10 days of March. Okay, so within the first 10 days of March, that's when we'll get the showcase, you think, David Predator? Lewis, they said this week, so probably Monday or Tuesday. So you think it'll be earlier in the week? Who's Michael Klex? Oh, I'm sorry I even tried. Mikal. Who is this handsome man? I'm Luke. I make Starfield Signal. Nice to meet you. 6 months of speculation. Yes. It's kind of like Groundhog Day, right? If we don't get a release date, we're going to go back in our hole till next winter, till next November. Oh, A lot of people who have reputable Bethesda knowledge are thinking Monday, I'm pretty sure. That would be super cool. Capitan says gives them a bit more than 3 months for a release for the assumed June release date. And it'll be announced in 30 seconds. Yeah, it's going to be announced while we're all here on this stream, and I'm completely distracted and not paying attention. And then I'll just miss it. I'll miss it all. I'll be like missing Christmas. Let's see. Come back out here. E3 shadow drop. That would break the internet. Man, here's my thoughts on a shadow drop. Like, I know that is cool to think about, but just with Starfield being such a big investment from Xbox, not only like buying the studio, but then kind of investing in this for they want Game Pass subscriptions out of it. They want to sell consoles with it. I just can't see them. And it's not that it would be like a risk, because it would still sell really well. I don't think it would break any numbers. I think if they market Starfield well, it could break records. I really do think that Fallout 4, they shipped more than, this is going to sound weird the way I'm saying it, but I think everyone's familiar with GTA 5. They're the record-breaking, sold more in the first 24 or 48 hours than any other, than any other media content. So the biggest entertainment media launch in history, GTA 5. Fallout 4 technically shipped more than GTA 5 did. They just didn't sell it within that time frame. So like they shipped it to GameStop and Walmart and Target and all that stuff. And so retailers ended up buying more, but customers didn't buy it as quickly. So anyway, that's a technicality. But so all that to say, Bethesda has the ability, I think, to knock it out of the park with Starfield, if they put some marketing dollars and some good thought behind it. So I don't think they're going to shadow drop it, because that would be such a missed opportunity. It would still do well. It would still do great, but it would be such a missed opportunity to really make a name for the Starfield brand, but then also Bethesda and also Xbox. So I think they're gonna play ball there. Let me come back up a little bit. Hope it's next week. The announcement, I meant the actual showcase might be mid-March. Sure. Omicron, that'll make me feel like a vampire of a certain book and film franchise. I missed that, Paul. Sorry. Omicron's. Oh yeah, I got you, Omicron. Got that. Space Monkey, gonna start playing Skyrim again, I imagine. I'm on a planet with no tech. Hey, there you go. Yeah, just role play a little bit. Arthur K. Jr. I think Todd said in the Lex Freeman interview that Starfield's world is mostly human. Maybe that's where I got that from too. We might just end up chasing ancient alien civilization that disappeared. Very cool. Very cool. Praise the sun. Hi-fi. Yeah. Spudman. Hey, thank you again for the super. If you could buy one mod, what would it be? Co-op for me. Okay, interesting. So you would want there to be a co-op mod, just like they released in not Starfield, in Skyrim recently. Very interesting. Have you played that one? Have you played the Skyrim co-op mod, Spudman? For me, I mean, it's probably going to be something to do with shipbuilding or not base building, but outpost building. It'll probably be something there, or like really cool and interesting story content, which I would honestly love to get into writing and like connecting with mod authors. Just don't exactly know how to do that, and I've kind of asked around in the community, like, hey, what's a good way to connect with modders? If I had a story I wanted to kind of pitch, and everyone pretty much, they didn't shoot me down or discourage me. They just said, hey, most modders kind of have their own content that they're excited about, and that's kind of what drives them to get into that world. So you're probably going to have a hard time finding someone who's willing to put in the work it takes to do something for you. So that makes sense. But if there are any modders in our community, get in touch with me, starfieldsignal@gmail.com, and I would love to kind of come up with some cool stuff there. Excuse me. Nightwolf, I just have to say, the hype and excitement for this game has got me so giddy. Yeah. The 2 games, Mass Effect and Witcher. Yeah, I was trying to think of the last game that I was this excited about. It's probably Elden Ring. Probably Elden Ring. That really caught my imagination too. Spudman, you haven't played Skyrim in a while. I'm such a bad boy now. If you do want to get back into it before Starfield releases, that I think that they finally released it's called Skyrim Together. Am I right there, chat? Skyrim Together. So try that out. I've heard that, of course, it's kind of, a novel experience because it's cool to finally be in this world with some of your friends. But then, like, once you're in there, they said it wasn't. I've heard reports that said it wasn't that great just because it's not designed to be multiplayer. But I could see myself having fun with like going into some harder dungeons, like some of those dragon priests, and running those together, and maybe maybe handicapping yourself a little bit. Like don't take your best weapon in there, your best magic spells, but handicap yourself in a way to kind of make it more challenging. I could totally see that being cool. So that's neat. Yeah, I've just been chatting. Okay, so we talked about the rumors for a little bit. That was the first thing we wanted to talk about. But everyone's feeling that you do feel confident in these rumors that we're going to hear an announcement about the showcase at the beginning of this week, and that the showcase will be within the first couple of weeks of March. Is that what I'm getting from everybody? Let me know in the chat. Yes. Yeah. They're not shadow dropping this. Yeah, same here. Been spending all week building settlements in Fallout 4. Very cool. Yeah, got to get. I never went that route, so I'm not sure how that's going to go. I think launching. David Predator asks if this is the first time Bethesda has a game exclusively for Microsoft only. No, I don't think so. I mean, because they launched Morrowind together. They on Xbox and PC. I think they launched Oblivion on 360, and I don't know if they launched it on PC the same way, but it's not the first time. Arthur asked, will you make lore videos once Starfield's out? Most likely, yes. I've never, this is all new to me, and so I'm kind of figuring my path. I do want to talk about that here in a minute, though, post-launch content. And so just want to check in with everyone. If that's what we're feeling for the announcement of the showcase. Hey, Luke, do you know who Thomas Henderson is? I don't think I do, Luis. I don't think I do. Spudman at Nightwolf, they will show it all. Yeah. Have you heard of Skullsy? Yes. Reputable Bethesda YouTuber. He has gone as far to even dig into their trademarks, has found Starfield trademarks before the game was released. Oh, cool. Yeah, Skullsy's solid. He's absolutely solid. Excited to see him kind of plugging away at it again. Okay. So that was just kind of our rumors. See, what else do we want to talk about? Let's talk about post-launch. So after the game launches, of course, feels like there's a million or 1,000 different ways that the game could turn out, and what kind of content you would want. What are you guys feeling? Because you all are kind of my core audience, and I feel, I don't know, not an obligation to you by any means, but just kind of like, I feel an endearment towards you all. My first subscribers and the people who are most active and most excited for the community. So I did want to ask, like, just what are some things that you love out of your favorite content creators, like when a game launches? I was going to try to look back on like God of War and Hogwarts Legacy to see kind of what were the big videos that were out that people really enjoyed. I thought about doing some, hey, here's how to get your first ship, or here's a tutorial in building your first outpost, or here's some tips on which weapons to use in for which creatures or which missions. Some really practical stuff like that, just to help people out as they're playing the game. Or would you lean more into I kind of like the process of figuring that stuff on my own, but I would love more lore videos. Tell me things that are harder to find or kind of hidden. So you guys tell me, what are you feeling? 80s kid, let's see, Happy Cow Gamer. I'm an 80s kid too, for sure. Single player games alone, yeah. Day one update is going to be 70 gigabytes. Whew. Now, why do you say that, El Capitan? Bugs, all the bugs. What is your guess, your first building? Okay, I think I'm running behind a little bit. Michael Lee said, yep, first week of March is what I believe. It's nice. It's a nice surprise. Notification from Starfield Signal while I'm at work tomorrow. Yeah, I hope so. I have some stuff kind of queued up, ready to go whenever I hear the news. That way I can kind of plug it in and just post and just launch it, publish it. David, like to see from you like crafting the ship, armors. Okay, kind of some helpful tips on some of the more complex like crafting or shipbuilding, stuff like that. Awesome. Husky and Parakeet, I haven't seen you in the chat yet, so welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Starfield Signal, I'm a writer and have some content I could adapt if someone has the technical know-how. Very cool. Okay, awesome. Yeah, stay connected to the channel, Husky, and we definitely might be exploring some opportunities in the future. Neons in the city. Neons, the city, not the planet. All right. Just keep discussing Starfield. Anything and everything you've put out so far has been fantastic. Thank you so much, Darren Haywood. I appreciate it. I definitely want to find, my own way and my own path and kind of what's most, what fits me best. But at the same time, I definitely wanted to get your all's opinion. I'm very excited for Starfield lore source. I'm totally into practical stuff like you mentioned. Okay, good to know, Solar. Thank you, Michael. I think lore stuff or summaries is probably the best in my opinion. It's nice to look into other sources for sure. Okay. I really like Let's Role Plays. Carathane said, very cool. My chat skipped a little bit. I'm kind of going back. Infernal tips can combine with the hidden stuff in a way. Yeah, for sure. And, oh, hey. See, Ren Delano, welcome, Ren. Thank you so much for the super. You're the best, and if I may speak for the community when I say, we're glad you are here. Positive vibes. Thank you so much. That is like crazy kind of you to say and also contribute. So thank you very much. Very awesome. Very generous. Yes, my email is in the about tab. Thank you so much, Spudman. Sorry if I kind of slurred through that. It's starfieldsignal@gmail.com. So I'd love to hear from you. El Capitan, will you make a Discord server so we can all cope together on the Starfield release 24/7? Yes, I am playing around with that. Again, this is a theme. I just feel like I'm so old and out of touch. I'm trying to figure out, like I'm starting this YouTube channel, then all of a sudden, there's 8,000 of you guys who are crazy excited about Starfield, and I'm like, how do I how do I manage this? I feel like a lot of people in my situation would be like, oh, how can I take advantage of this? And how can I get more subscribers and more views and more money? And I'm very much like a think it through kind of guy. I'm very thoughtful. I know it's surprising to you. And so I've really tried to take my time and okay, I'm kind of dipping my toe into Twitter a little bit, dipping my toe into Reddit. And then there's Discord, and I'm trying to understand that and be in the communities. And so I'm trying to understand some of these other opportunities to connect with you all before just jumping in, because I don't want to come off as just disingenuous and hey, join my Discord server. And then I'm never on there because I forgot about it. I don't want to be that guy. And so I think Discord would be awesome from what I understand of it. I have to have some time to kind of check into it. And just make sure it would be worth it to you guys, because I don't want to start something and get you all excited and then it just not work into my workflow. So I'm thinking about it. Thank you. Sorry I clapped. That probably didn't sound good. When it drops, I'm getting out into the black. So videos about making it black would be great. Let me read that again. I'm not sure I understood. Space Monkey said, when it drops, I'm going out into the black. So videos about making it back would be great. Okay, black space. So videos about making it back would be great. Okay, how to get back to civilization. When Starfield is out, I will go under the name The One That Have No Life. Okay. Old and out of touch. Luke, hit my midlife crisis in 7 months. I will need something to do, so it better be out by then. I'm with you, Paul. I'm with you. I love to see some extreme deep dives into Starfield factions post-launch. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun as well. Okay, so I've been thinking about, this is like a little preview. I've been thinking about making a video titled The Morality of the Crimson Fleet. The Morality of the Crimson Fleet. And kind of the idea behind it is, again, with all the lore and the stories that are told, I feel like Bethesda does a pretty good job like thinking through like even some of the lesser known, you know, factions or groups in their games. And I imagine that there's probably a reason these people became pirates, because, you know, it's only 300 years set in the future, right? And so at some point, space travel was optional. You know, you could do it. And then at some point, these colonies started coming up. And then, of course, at one point, there was even a war because there was so much interest in it, the colony wars. And so there was a reason that the pirates thought, okay, we're going to do something different. And they justified that in their head. So I'm very curious as to like looking in to like what that was. You know, what was the impetus for whoever the first pirate was, the Dread Pirate Roberts, saying, I'm going to do things my way. So does that interest anyone? Happy Cloud Gamer, glad you're here. Let's see. Competing with other creators will be tough, but I think if you can keep up the relaxing and well-structured videos, I think you'll stand out with a high quality like you are now. Thank you, Darted. I appreciate that. Going Into the Black is a Firefly reference. Sorry. I've watched Serenity. I've forgot most everything about it, but I've never watched Firefly. I need to. Muhammad Smith, 2023 showcase predictions. We haven't talked about that specifically on here. We did talk about Muhammad, that the rumor, we talked about the rumors that are going around that there will be a showcase announcement this upcoming week, possibly Monday or Tuesday is what the community is feeling. And then that showcase will actually be within another 2 weeks, mid-March. I have a video on the channel right now that talks about kind of what that showcase would need to be a good announcement. So you can go check that out. Jean-Luc Picard, make it so. Great to have you here. I love your videos. Tried to post one to Reddit. It was voted down. Oh my gosh. Probably because of the clickbaity titles. I know. I'm aware that it needs to be those because of the algorithm, but the titles don't reflect the quality. Thank you. Yeah, I'm feeling that a little bit, and you know, I don't mind that criticism. Usually when people say like, man, this is clickbaity or this seems weird, I usually always respond like, yes, I'm going for kind of an emotional response to the thumbnail, just to get you to look at like what the video is. And then, you know, my like my like to dislike ratio on all of the videos is 90. I think the lowest one is like 92%, something like that. So once people give the content a chance, they're like, oh, this is actually great. I love this. But it's just getting them to click. And so I'm playing around with that, and I'm definitely that person. Like when I see a clickbaity thing, I'm like, no, I'm not going to click on it because I don't want to, you know, to validate that type of behavior. And so I get it. It's not lost on me. Pirate morality vid is a good idea. Thank you, Spudman. I'm kind of catching up a little bit here. Happy Cloud Gamer, you make quality content. I wish I had that skill. Thank you so much. You know, it just takes a lot of practice. I was literally like, talking myself into making my first video. Just because I get so, not scared, I just make excuses on why I shouldn't do new things. And I'm so glad I did, because now I get to hang out with all of you guys. So just start something new, try it, practice at it, suck at it, and get better. Christian said, I'm a little scared of the day Starfield releases. I mean, I have a family now. Right? Jumping Lobster said, yes. Power Moralities, good vid. Thank you, Spudman. It'd be awesome if all the factions have really good, well thought out storylines like you described. Yep, me too. Excuse me, guys. Paul Ammons said, Spudman was thinking about that, then I remembered Curiosity Kill the Cat. Bucky 10 said, anyone playing Spaceborne 2? No, not me. Spudman, oh man, keeps jumping around. I mixed up Firefly and Serenity references, so I'm not sure which one is from. Both are awesome. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and if you're a big fan, you're going to hate me, but isn't Serenity the movie to Firefly? Is that what I'm thinking? Maybe I'm wrong. Might be that they will shadow drop it at some point. We talked about that a little bit earlier. I don't think so. King, maybe some character builds, tips, and tricks would be very helpful. What background traits you should pick, character classes. Yeah, that's good. It's good. Good tip. Thank you. I'm going to take just a quick break and go just get me a drink. So I'm going to mute here, and I'll be right back. All right. Not too loud. Sounding good? Excuse me, guys. Thank you for being patient with me. Catch back up on chat. Solar said that video sounds great. Most interested in the Lone Star Collective. Is it Lone Star or Free Star? Free Star Collective. Yes. Gosh, guys, I'm sorry. Just a second. I still do not have that mute button figured out. Let's see. I'll have to figure that out later. All right. You guys are still here. That's cool. All right. I'm just going to go back down to the bottom of the chat. Let me know. Yell at me if I missed anything. All caps. All right. Bucky 10 said he glossed over it, but seriously, check out Spaceborne 2 if it's what I'm hoping from Starfield. Cool. I'll check it out, Bucky 10. Thank you. Spaceborne 2, everybody. Check that out. Paul, Firefly got canceled, and there was a huge fan campaign to finish the season, so they did Serenity to finish the story. Good to know. Bittersweet goodbye, yeah. Man needs a health potion. Yes, I do. Thank you, Jamie. I do need a health potion. Need all kinds of potions. I applaud they were able to make the movie, but saddened how. So bubblegum, yeah, paper clips and prayer, yeah. Okay, Kim. I also would like to suggest you to put a lo-fi type of music in the background during the kind of live events. That would be awesome. Yes, I mentioned at the beginning, I'm brand new at live streaming. And so trying to figure this stuff out too. It's one of the reasons I haven't got a schedule of this yet, because I honestly don't want a lot of people on here yet, because I know I'm going to do something horrible or bad. And this is just kind of a smaller audience to play with and to test things out. But that's a great tip. Gosh, I'm struggling, guys. I'm so sorry. But I have Streamlabs. So I downloaded that. I hear that it's a good interface to kind of do all that stuff and put it all together. So I'm going to be looking into that, hopefully for the next stream. So thank you for your patience. Good idea, though. Thank you very much for that. Any thoughts on what the alien artifacts might be about? Everyone's loving that lo-fi option, that lo-fi idea. So that was cool. The alien artifacts, I think it would be really cool if it had something to do with how gravity and time work together. So not necessarily a time machine, but something a bit more kind of interstellar-y, how gravity affects time and all that. Other people have said they think they could be like fast travel locations, like Mass Effect relays or something like that. That's possible too. I think there could be some really cool storytelling done if they mess around with time. So that's kind of what I hope it is. Let's see. Catching up on chat here. You're doing better than some strangers that have been up for years. Oh, live streaming? Well, thank you. Thank you, Infernal. I appreciate that. Small piece of candy might help. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate your concern. Jamie, have you discussed the rumors about the announcement of the showcase yet? We did. Everyone, I was pretty skeptical and casual about them because they didn't, I guess I took them as not being super, not credible, but it's not super hey, this is happening. Confident, I guess. But everyone else in the chat seems to be like, no, I'm pretty confident they're right on it. And so all of our community seems to think that those rumors are indicating that there will be a showcase announcement probably Monday or Tuesday this week, so tomorrow or the day after, and that we could expect to see the showcase about mid-March. See, Solar, I'm thinking the artifact might have something to do with what's wrong with Earth, as in why we aren't able to go there. And that's really interesting. That would be a great story element, for sure. Happy Cloud Gamer, I know it's a Starfield channel, but looking forward to also playing Star Trek Resurgence, a new narrative adventure from the developer of Dramatic Labs. Cool, I've heard of Dramatic Labs. What else do they do? I feel like they did something big the last few years. 3.2 announcement, 3.9 showcase, 3.23 release, CD Boxel says. So that seems to be a pretty good cadence there. So a release before the end of March. That would be absolutely wild. CD, are you an insider? Are you leaking information here to us, or is this just your hot take on it? Darted Earth got Fallout in Starfield. Yeah, it's actually all in the Fallout universe. Fallout is still happening on Earth. I think I read a Reddit post about that. You can actually go to Earth at the end of Starfield, and it's just Fallout 5. So, and then you can play through it. So that would be, that would be very interesting. People would go crazy. They would lose their minds. Kim said, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Warhammer 40K universe. I'm not at all. But if you are, what do you think about possible overhaul mod in accordance with its lore? Excuse me. Have no thoughts on that. I don't know anything about Warhammer. Sorry. Jumping Lobster said, so what faction is everyone going with your first playthrough of Starfield? I'm definitely going with the Crimson Fleet. Yeah, we've had a few other Crimson Fleeters in the group, Jumping Lobster, so you're in good company. Husky and Parakeet. Or it opens the larger map. Yep. Referring to the artifact there, I'm assuming. Just my hopium CD. Okay, yeah. That would be cool. That'd be a pretty tight turnaround. Yeah. Michael, Fallout, into Starfield, into Elder Scrolls. Yeah. Crimson Pirate. What do you think will be on the collector's edition? Canvas spacesuit. Ha! Well played. Well played, Darted. I'm going with yes, man. Yeah. Cosmo K, exploration in Bethesda game. It's top tier. Been a long time since we've seen it. Let's find those Easter eggs. For sure. Best ending. Yeah. Same thing, Robin. We're all super excited for Starfield here. Those were, let me kind of check my list here real quick. So we talked about the rumors, talked about post-launch content. Something I forgot about. Let's talk about the Xbox Activision deal. Let's talk about the Xbox Activision deal. So I went back through, I'd posted something earlier in the week that, hey, Microsoft was making these big, I don't know if concessions is the right words, but they were making these big contracts specifically with NVIDIA and Nintendo. And I mentioned, they promised with NVIDIA specifically to bring all PC cloud games to NVIDIA. Like they would be able to play it on there. So it's not like you get them free or anything. You still have to buy them. But it's not an exclusive thing on just Xbox's cloud gaming system. So NVIDIA can get it. And so they signed a contract for that. So that made me wonder, since Starfield is available to play through Xbox Game Pass Premium or whatever they Ultimate, and you can play it on PC or play it on your phone or wherever. If that's a cloud gaming thing, then why wouldn't that be included in the NVIDIA deal? And so tell me why that wouldn't work out. I don't know. I felt like a lot of the community was like, no, that doesn't count. It was just other stuff. But why? Excuse me. Why would Starfield not be included in that? Or do you think it would? Same here. Crimson Fleet. Trout Stream Elements. Yeah, I downloaded Streamlabs. I'm going to look at that, play around with that maybe this week or next week. But I'll look for Stream Elements as well, if that's a better option. All right, let's see. They already confirmed that you aren't tied into one faction. Okay, so that's something else. Trading resources generate. Excuse me. Any thoughts on the Xbox Activision deal? Maybe my chat is just delayed here. I'm not seeing anything come through. At the end of the show, Todd needs to turn his watch and count down from 10. The entire internet will have a collective brick trying to refresh your stream to buy Xbox. Yeah, that would be wild. I think on one of our posts, I mentioned something about, hey, what would you guys like to see in the Starfield Showcase? And somebody, I forget who it was, but I still laugh about it. They said, I just want to pull it up. I don't want to. Just want to pull it up. Hold on. Hold on. No. Okay. Okay, let's see here. I'm looking for it. Man, I thought I had it like pinned or something. I cannot find it. Sorry. I know that's horrible TV or whatever, just sitting there looking at something on my phone, but I really wanted to find that for you, and I can't find it. The guy said something about Todd Howard giving the release date a lap dance, and so that just really tickled me. All right, let's see. Here we go. We got some good stuff about xCloud and all that. I truly believe xCloud will be on Nintendo Switch to run Starfield. Yeah, because like it's not dependent on the device, right? I mean, it's cloud gaming, so the processing is being done in the cloud, so it makes sense that it could be. CD said, I think it wouldn't be a strategy to have a huge glass of jug of water while drinking on the stream. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, gotcha. Husky and Parakeet play all three sides, so that way you come to the top. Talking about the factions, I guess. And then the servers crashed down, Spud, yeah. Microsoft also did a 10-year deal with Nintendo for Call of Duty. Did that deal with Nintendo, because they had already made that. Did they extend that to offer other, like Xbox cloud gaming, in addition to Call of Duty. Don't know enough about that stuff. Sure, that's fine, Jamie. Yeah, this is when he realizes he can't find it. I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry, Paul. Again, I'm just here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just here, guys. I'm just happy to be here. Kid from the Nile Road. I think I've seen you on here before. Thanks for joining us again. Heard that mobile gaming made more money than all three platforms combined last year. So if Microsoft can get king, oh, absolutely. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. It just makes so much money, and I would imagine the development cost associated with mobile gaming is less as well. I have nothing to base that on other than thinking graphics don't have to be as good. The technical side of things don't have to be as good. They can feel a little janky. So, I don't know. Pre-release availability would be nice, though. Jeff said, Happy Cloud Gamer. So, Dramatic Labs is a new studio made up of former Telltale developers that are making Star Trek. Okay, that's definitely where I've heard it from then. Very cool. Darren said something but then retracted it. No problem. No, it was just for Call of Duty to start. That might broaden later if they see if it was worth the effort. Okay, interesting. No, Siri, I don't want you. Sorry. Go away. Cool. Do you think more people will play Starfield on Xbox Series X or S? I did a lot of research for the content we did with the last stream. I don't think it mentioned the difference in sales between those two consoles. And it will happen at some point. Thank you. I appreciate it, Paul. Robin, I think we will get a new Nintendo Switch console in 2024, 2025 with Call of Duty games. Yeah. When I hear Call of Duty, my mind snaps to jokes about how from Wreck-It Ralph. I never saw that. Darren, people assume the showcase will be 2 weeks after the reveal, but they could easily say the showcase is only days away, for sure. Yeah. I feel like somebody has mentioned before as well, and like they kind of mentioned it in passing, like it wasn't a big deal. But I was like, that sounds like a huge deal. It might have been Reforge Gaming. He said something about there was a press-only event that Bethesda was doing for Starfield, and he said it was in March. But I couldn't find anything on that. And now, of course, I'm not press, but I don't know if he got an invitation or if he heard about it from some other influencers or whatever. But has anybody else heard anything about that? I would not assume that those would be the same thing. What do you think? What are you thinking Bethesda means by hardcore RPG? I think what they mean by that is probably they're contrasting how some of the decisions they made for Fallout 4, which I'm alien to, but from what I've gathered, they watered down some of the RPG systems in that to be kind of more action shooter-oriented, looter shooter, as opposed to maybe what they did in Morrowind or Oblivion, which were much more heavily, your character was much more affected by the choices you made and how you built it. Excuse me. So I think that's probably what they mean by that. About Series S for Starfield, Hogwarts, Elden Ring runs gorgeous on it. Good. Glad to hear that. Dart had said, hardcore RPGs are a lot more stats focused. Sure. Bethesda's more keen on action RPGs, more visual presentation. Yeah, I could see a lot of stats being involved here. Spudman said, how baller would it be to release the creation kit prior to the game launching, along with preloading the game? With the kit, you could tease assets. Ooh, that would be cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about modding and the creation kit and all that stuff to have an opinion on that, but that would be cool because then I'm sure some of the people who know how to use that stuff could give us a lot of good info on it. No, El Capitan, do you think Starfield will have a survival mode from release? No, not at release. I think they've made that pretty evident by some of the things they've mentioned and the decisions they've made. But I would imagine they've left, some of the things that they've changed, like the fuel system that Todd is famous for mentioning. I imagine that they left some of that code in the game, and so it would be easier then for a modder to pick it up, or for them to have it available later if you wanted to play with that and just buy it from their store. Steven, let's see. Darren Haywood said March 7th is a press-only event. And so, Darren, that event, that's an official, like Bethesda said, hey, we're having a press event for Starfield? Or was that just something that was quietly sent out to the press? Yeah, I have heard that, and I do think it was from Reforged Gaming. Do I think Starfield will take influence from Outer Worlds? I doubt if they would ever admit to taking influence from that. But, it's a space game with planets and spacesuits and guns. And so I'm sure just like with No Man's Sky, I'm sure there are going to be similarities. But Todd Howard seems to be pretty focused on like where they choose to take influence and inspiration from, and then kind of making that their own. So I doubt that they would have, intentionally looked at Outer Worlds for much influence. Solar said, are you hoping on any mods coming out for Starfield? I personally am wanting several space horror overhauls like Dead Space, Aspects, or even Xenomorphs from Alien. Whew, that would be crazy. That would just be crazy, Solar. Spudman mentioned this question earlier, and he wanted co-op, which I thought was a cool idea. And so I think that's neat. Anything that brings people together is always good. I would probably go for like the Star Wars themed mods that I'm sure are going to be out there. A lightsaber or a Millennium Falcon or an X-Wing, or even story content. I think would be really cool. Yeah, good question. Darted, I really hope Creation Kit is more streamlined and especially actually stable. Interesting. Current Creation Kit crashes when you look at it wrongly. Okay. Darted, are you a modder? Is that what you're alluding to there? Husky and Parakeet, I bought for Starfield. Elden was an impulse purchase because I thought it would be fun because what I saw, if it looked good. Okay. PR, would it be weird to me if the game came out anytime soon, because they said with those videos in Bethesda's channel that they'll release more stuff about Starfield there before launch with no new vids recently. Yes. Yeah. I think that's an interesting thought. I feel like they've had, something has gone on with Bethesda's marketing. Either someone at the top, maybe Todd Howard himself or Pete Hines, said, hey, listen, we're kind of pulling the plug on the marketing for right now. Like, I don't know if it was going in the wrong direction, or if they just absolutely hate people like me who overanalyze every little frame, and maybe we're getting things wrong and we're kind of making it harder for them to develop a good game that they want to create. I hope not. That's definitely not my intention. I want to celebrate what they're doing. But yeah, it's very odd that they haven't had any other content. I mean, not a tweet, not an Instagram post, not a video, not an article, anything for over 3 months now. So it's very odd. It's very odd. I feel like they had a change of direction or a change of something. So I'm not sure. All right, let me get you back up on chat. Luke, what kind of content, CD asked Luke, what kind of content are you planning on releasing on the channel right after the release? We talked about that a little bit. Lots of people are interested in lore. Some people said they would be up for kind of like practical tips and how-tos and guides on maybe how to build a certain style of ship or an outpost, or hey, here's some tips for flying in space. So it's kind of hard to say without the game in front of us. We don't know like what all will be there, but I'm kind of open for anything and everything. And so I'll be trying out some new things after launch. And so I'm excited to get those videos out to you all, and for you all to give me some feedback and see what helps and what doesn't, and also hopefully attract some new people. Let's see. David said, if Starfield sucks, I'm going to try Star Citizen. I made fun of Star Citizen quite a bit for the last few years just because of kind of the reputation it has. I didn't even know it was playable. I had no idea it was even playable up until maybe a month or so ago, before I started making content here and people started making comparisons. And so it is playable. You can buy it. I'm weary of it. Not weary, but I'm leery of it. Maybe is the right phrase there. Just because of how they seem to monetize things. Giving you the ability to buy $1,000 worth of spaceships or something that you can't even see yet, or it's not even coded in the game. It's just very, it's got a bunch of red flags on it. But at the same time, I hear from a lot of people who, in this channel, who make comparisons between Starfield and Star Citizen, and they think, hey, Star Citizen is actually fun, and it works, and it's cool. So, whatever brings you joy, go for it. Jamie said, super unlikely that co-op could be modded in. Sure, well, they did that in Skyrim as well. We mentioned that earlier, Jamie. So eventually, anything is possible, but yeah, it could be hard. Yeah. Kind of going through. Darren Haywood, my thoughts on the showcase. Number 1, show gameplay and go through mechanics. 2, announce special collector's edition. 3, announce special Xbox Series X Starfield console. Yeah. Hey, I think those are good right there, Darren. Absolutely, I'm with you. Paul, co-op would be fun. Could be fun. Would be fun. I can stick my mate in the turret because I can't fly. There you go. Darted, see. I'm going back through everything here, sorry. Jamie said, part of me wonders if they are going radio silent to help temper expectations. Could be. Taking notes on what not to do based on Cyberpunk. Yeah. When in doubt, silence is a great option for sure. So hard to blame them for that. But maybe they don't want some poor community manager out here just throwing them to the wolves. That poor guy, whoever it was, who mentioned something on Discord, a few weeks ago. I feel like he just got eaten alive. Spudman, I can splurge and move. Okay. Hey, let's call up Bethesda Game Studios and ask them about Starfield. Why not? If you got their number, for sure. CD said Star Citizen equals biggest gaming scam since Cyberpunk 2077. Now we have, what's it called, the day before. That's like the military zombie game that looks like, what's the game it looks like? Not Call of Duty, The Division. Everyone says it looks like it's running on the Division's engine. So that looks like a pretty big scam, too. Stripper cake with the messenger with Starfield. Okay. Nice. That's funny, Husky. Kmart 111, tell me quickly, what is this stream about? Hey, Kmart, we're probably finishing up here, actually. We talked a little bit about it's all about Starfield. Talked a little bit about the rumors that were going on from Jez Corden and Andy, whatever that guy's name was from VGC. And then we talked about post-launch content, what everybody wants to know about. And you go back through the chat, see that. And then we also talked about the Xbox Activision deal a little bit. And mostly me just kind of reading through chat and being an absolute horrible live streamer. But, hey, we're having fun. And this is something to do on a Sunday afternoon. So, feel free to go through the last few minutes with us if you want. Let's see. Microsoft aims to be the Amazon of the gaming, I guess. Charles Darwin, that's not a completely unfair statement. That gets you in the direction I think they're going. I wouldn't go quite Amazon. They just want to be like a. I'll have to think about that. I think that's a good comparison for sure. It might lead people down like a wrong assumption, though. But I'll try to think of something and maybe respond to that next stream. I agree with you, Jamie. Myself playing Skyrim, Fallout 4. Can't wait to Starfield. Hope it doesn't kill people's high expectations. Same here. Jumping Lobster the day before is just a bunch of red flags. Absolutely. One more stream, and you'll only be reading every 3 messages. Probably. Darren Haywood, I'm off now, Luke. Keep up the good work, and let's hope we get news tomorrow. Yep. And so... Yeah, thank you so much for joining, Darren. Appreciate you guys. I think I'm going to head off to. Thank you to all the supers who did super chats today, supporting the channel, supporting me, and just supporting this community. It's really awesome to be doing this with you guys. The next week I'm going to try to be on top of the rumors and the speculation and the leaks, and the moment that anything official is announced from Xbox, Bethesda, or the Starfield accounts. I have some videos like already kind of pre-edited and just have to like put in the specifics. And so I'm going to get those out to you guys as quick as I can. So make sure you are subscribed and have notifications on, and you will be one of the first to know. So I'm excited to do that for you. Spudman, thank you so much for coming in with another super chat. You said I've only mistake was no tweet that you're going live. Oh, that was the only mistake. Man, I'm doing great then. I think I probably made a few other mistakes, but thank you, Spudman. Appreciate that. Yeah, and again, like I'm purposefully wanting these first few streams as they're kind of thrown together to be a little bit more homey, a little bit more more casual and low key. So whoever got on here, I'm glad you're here. Thank you again, Spudman, for the super chat. Okay? A few of you are here. Let me ask for some advice from you guys. I did this at the end of the last stream. This sounds so silly to say, but am I doing this right? Like when someone Spudman just said, "Hey, here's a super chat." Am I doing that right? Like I'm supposed to call it out. Hey, thank you. Say the name of the person. Am I supposed to say like the amount they gave, or just kind of read their chat or their question? Is that kind of the decorum that we're supposed to do? Let me know. More personal this way. Thank you, Ariana. Thank you, Jumping Lobster. Thank you, Solar. Thank you, Jeff. Paul, have some quiet time now to give your silky voice a rest. Take care, Luke. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dare Gert. I'm kind of waiting for my chat to catch up. Love Short from show. Todd Love Short from show of 2 release. Happy Cloud, I'm missing it somewhere there. Name and message is fine. No need to say amount. Thank you, Spudman. Solar, I really appreciate how casual and one-on-one it feels. I think you're doing a great job. Thank you, Solar. I appreciate that. Okay, chat's slowing down. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Hey, that's it for me. Seriously, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll stay up to date if you're not always on Twitter and all that stuff. But yeah, so things I'm going to do this week are stay on top of things for you guys and push that out. I'm not going to have as much other content coming out this week. I have to travel a little bit for work. I get to go down to the beautiful southern state of Florida to film down there. So I'm excited for that. So you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Relax and enjoy, hopefully, some nice weather wherever you are. But for now, may you find wonder as you journey through the stars. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys soon.